Hey, it's Kat by Beanie Peace Punk Production. Today I'm going to talk about your third eye. Yeah, that was what the universe told me to talk about while I was doing yoga this morning. So bear with me. It's the first time I've ever talked about it with anybody, aside from psychically when I'm listening to Migo's song Stir Fry, which talks about keeping tunnel vision through your bird eye. And a lot of rap songs talk about your third eye. So if you're here, you probably like rap, and you probably want to see ahead into the future. You've watched my channel, you know it's very exciting here. It can be very dramatic, it can be very chill, we never know. So thank you for bearing with me for the last episode. Problem's over. It's done, thank you. So the 12 viewers that watched, you guys are rad. I don't know what you thought about that, don't worry, put it in your archives. It'll come back later if it's needed. So your third eye, it's something. That's my tea kettle, hold on a second. On the floor. Okay, so I like to go off the cuff here. I don't like to re-record over and over again because I like to go from the heart. So if you bared with that and you're a new viewer, thank you. You'll get used to how it rolls around here. Usually it's pretty straightforward. It's been a little wonky lately with the pandemic and everything, but that's why I'm here to give you some tips on how to open up your third eye. So the first time I learned about my third eye, it was just intuition. I didn't know anything about it. I had heard about your chakras in a meditation class with my instructor who'd taken Jungian psychology and got his degree from the Wright Institute in the Bay Area, if you need the credentials. Studied with him for a number of years when I was working on a campus, if you need the credentials, and learned about the chakras. What I didn't learn about was your third eye. I'd heard about it. It just kind of came through for me. I was having troubles, specifically with a relationship, and I somehow found some YouTube recordings on decalcifying your third eye. I had done some sessions with a magical mother plant, it starts with an A, and it had led me to that. And so I listened to that for a long time, and it seemed to alleviate the problem of not knowing what I needed to do psychically. I mean, so here, let's go back to the beginning. Why would you need your third eye? Just throw it out. For your brains, that's what I heard. For serenity, I heard that. Now these are all guesses from my own brain as I'm sitting here making an episode for you. I don't hear voices, just in case, you know, somebody's wandering around telling you some false thing about me. Now, I do have critics in my head, which most writers have. Most artists have critics. We hear critics. We hear the voices of everybody who told us that we couldn't do creative things our whole life. So that's why your third eye is good. If your third eye is clear, and it's usually a purple color, right? So each chakra has a color. Your root has red, your third eye is purple. You can look them up. But it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and then indigo for your crown, sometimes white. Now, since you have the basics now, and you can look it up and do some meditations and stuff on clearing out your chakras if you want to get into that stuff, you can specifically focus on your third eye by looking at, there's a specific recording that I like now, those original ones that I listened to about decalcifying your third eye, and you can go into all sorts of snopes about whether or not that's accurate, that's fine. I go by feel, I go by my psychic sixth sense, and as a psychic, I know that my third eye needs to be cleared, and I need to be seeing clearly into my future so I know which steps I'm going to take, so I can see what's around the corner, so I can see who's going to try to, it's like a Jimmy Wapo song, he's like, they're trying to flip me, but I'm 10 steps ahead. That's kind of why you want to have your third eye open, okay? Now you can tell it's getting closed if you've been, say, on your phone or your device a lot, and you're kind of just like, it's almost like, okay, this is a theory I've come to lately, it's almost like you're powering that with your third eye. Now that's just a theory, it's an imagination, my hypotheses that I'm gonna throw out there. That you're powering all of that energy with your third eye and you're using that to tap into communication with all your friends, your family, everybody you're psychically connected to so that that media can have the power of all those people in your life. It's not a bad thing, I use it. I use all social medias, I don't have a problem with them if they are bastions for the truth and the word gets out there. Now when things go pear-shaped, Sometimes it's a different matter because all of the powers that be have to decide on whether or not that's appropriate, and that's not free speech. But I'm not going to go into that. I am just one person. So listening to recordings helps, sound recordings. There's one specifically by Ascension Archangel Michael, I believe is his name. Now, I'll test you, readers. If you're listening, pay attention, and you want to know which one that is, it's about an hour long, write something in the comments. Just ask me for that video. If one of you does it, everybody else is off the hook, but I'm not going to remember. Okay, so if you're really interested, or you can poke around, there's tons on YouTube. So I'm always promoting other fellow YouTubers' content because I just the way I roll, and they've helped me a lot. So if you're looking for positive comments, go do some of these videos I recommended in the other videos. And people are very, very positive and sweet in the comments. If you're looking for people who are not assholes, that's a good way to find some of those people. That specific recording by Ascension Archangel Michael, he's a person who does some recordings. He also has a repair one. I like those two specifically because they seem to just kind of snap my brain open. There's a couple others I'd recommend. I could totally add those too if you're curious. I don't know how to describe what happens when you open your third eye, but you start to get visions, you start to see things, and then you start to unblock a lot of things you've been connected with in your life. And you might get connected with certain people that you feel drawn to. Be really careful about what comes out in those first months to years after you start getting in touch with your third eye. First, it's experimental. You don't want to stand by some of it. Some of it's just kind of stuff that it's just your sixth sense. It's like your human crystal, I'm going to call it, like your human crystal ball, okay? So if you like close your eyes and you look up in your third eye and you think about the future, you think about what's going on, you think about people you love, you'll start to get in tune with it if you clear it out, right? And so the other thing you can do to keep it clear is follow the advice I've given in the other videos I have here, which is to stay high vibe for sure. Eat a healthy diet, and I can talk about that more, but I don't want to get into too many specifics because everybody, like, from what I've studied, is going to have a different healthy diet. And I would hate to prescribe what I eat to other people because everybody is born in different regions of the world. Say, for example, if you're in Japan, I believe that your spleen is a different size than somebody who does not live primarily on rice. And so if you start looking into that stuff, you start to realize you cannot prescribe anybody one thing, like a diet. I don't know why the universe wanted me to talk about your third eye. Maybe it's just because I've gone totally fruity psychic here, like with angels and angel numbers and all that stuff because I can, for fun. Because why not? It's the pandemic. Why not keep yourself busy? Why not figure out what your chakras are about? Why not clear out your third eye and start to get some of that money channeling third eye vision like Migos is talking about in Stir Fry? Migos. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I'm so sorry, musicians, if I've pronounced that incorrectly. Don't smack me, but sometimes I say words incorrectly. All of us make mistakes. That's about all I need to talk about with the third eye. So we talked about heart chakra before. Third eye is important. They're all important, okay? One is not more special than the other. So your third eye, don't spend too much time on it. Truly. Just add it in as a regiment, like once you get it cleared out. If you already have it cleared out, talk about it in the comments. What your experience was coming to grips with the fact you have a third eye and then trying to figure out how to use it. It's great for, twin flames. It's great for family. It's great for figuring out what you're going to do for your next venture when you're not making a lot of cash and all of the algorithms are a little wonky. Stuff like that. So just get in tune with your third eye. Get back to me. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. And thank you so much for sticking with me through that subversive behavior episode. That was really helpful to me. Thanks, guys. See you next time.